So what's like been an event or a happening that stick to you in 2013? Not like, I mean, I bet you've had loads of massive highlights, obviously, like the album going #1 and all the big concerts. But what's been like a thing that when you think back, what stick to you, especially if it's been blurred, the whole thing?
Well, it was just surreal situation after surreal situation. All of the festivals last year, the first time we turned up at Glastonbury, and there was like...
That's wicked, Glastonbury. That's like...
It was like 30,000 people or something like that. It was insane. That I can't really pick moments out of the year because we were on tour for so long. I can't remember when stuff happened either. I can't remember which tours were when, but I all know that they were in the same year.
Well, that's a head.
If people point stuff out, I'm like, oh yeah, obviously that was amazing. And then we got to meet loads of our heroes, over that year, from the Stones to David Byrne to loads of people. So, but yeah, this year's kind of shaping up to be just as intense. I mean, we were on tour. We've already toured Australia, Japan, the UK, and Europe.
And it's February now. I mean, God. So how do you like try, or how do you stay sane? Like, I mean, obviously, because it's massive. I mean, I bet it turns about you.
All of the surreal elements of the initial process of going out on tour slowly start to become your reality. So you start to find comfort in your relationships with with other people in the crew, and you kind of focus more on the nuances that make everything that make you happy, because we don't have, like, I've been home. I've got a flat. I live with George in London. Like, we've got a flat. We've been home 2 nights since New Year. Yeah. So it's kind of like, it's you can't start pining for things and like resenting things, because you'd just be a waste of time. You just got to embrace it. Yeah. We're kind of sane. We're as sane as we always have been, which probably isn't that bad.
I was going to say, are you like a sane group? Would you describe yourself?
We're a sane group. Some of us have our moments. Yeah, we're sane. It's probably quite intense. Yeah. But yeah, we're sane.
Okay.
Yeah.
How do you like stay because obviously you've been about a lot like the last year. How do you like stay in touch with like Manchester? How's that? Well, like just like your hometown and your people there. How do you manage to like stay in touch with all of them?
To be honest, you don't really.
You don't?
Well, I've got like all my closest friends, and I'll see them at shows, and then if I'm home for one night, I'll make sure I see them. And then, to be honest with you, like, the guy who's the head of our merchandise is my best friend. He used to sit next to me at school. The guy who does the other bits of our merchandise was my best friend at school. The guy who does all of our videos was my best friend from when I grew up in Newcastle.
You just took all your friends with you.
That's literally what it is. That show Entourage, I remember watching that show where it's just him and his mates. And he's kind of validated all of their positions financially. I wanted to do that, and that's what I've done. So our crew is just all of our mates anyway. That's
well good. But how do you like staying in touch with your girlfriend and all? Isn't that difficult?
You make an effort, don't you? If you're in love with somebody, or if you want to be with somebody, you'll make that effort. That's good. It's not working out. I'm not at sea. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like you can make things work.
Okay, good. Yeah. But isn't it difficult? Because I was in a long-term relationship half a year, and I thought it was absolute shit. I hated it.
It's difficult. I mean, what can you say? It's especially with, like, I'd hate to go out with me.
Why? Are you a difficult boyfriend?
I'm not a difficult boyfriend, but I'm not really there. And there's a lot of my life now. Like, I've become a slight parody of myself because I'm so focused on what I'm doing, and then everything that I create becomes an extension of my personality, and then I'm kind of, I don't know, that's how I'm defined. And I think it would be weird to have a partner that was as objectified as I am, and I suppose kind of idolized by young girls and stuff. It must be weird. It must be uncomfortable. But it's all good.
Good.
I'll be all right.
Okay, that's good to hear.